One to maybe we'll start out with what brought you to Charleston. Of all places, you could go anywhere. And how did you make it here to our wonderful city?
Wow, that is a really, really long and dramatic story that we actually recently told our past congregation in Buffalo via a Devar Torah. But to make a very long story short, what happened is Yaakov had the opportunity back in March to come down to Charleston and work as a researcher for MUSC. And unfortunately, and this was back in March, unfortunately, because of COVID, the research fellowship was canceled because MUSC's HR got completely shut down.
Right. It was a big hiring freeze, and we weren't sure when it was going to start up again. And I was sort of looking at this research fellowship as a way to boost my CV for applying for ENT residency, which is very, very competitive. And we were really bummed when it ended up not working. We really wanted to not have snow ever again.
Then the crazy thing that happened is once the research fellowship was originally canceled back in March, everything started going downhill for us in Buffalo.
Right.
And what ended up happening is I used to work as a preschool director in Buffalo, and literally the day that I found out that my preschool had to close down due to financial constraints because of COVID, literally not 2 minutes later, Yaakov comes bounding down the stairs saying, "They reopened my fellowship. I have to get to Charleston in 2 weeks." This was the end of June.
Yeah.
So less than a month ago.
At my brother's wedding. That's right.
Yeah.
Right after his wedding. Yeah. We had like a very small family thing.
In the backyard.
Obviously, because of COVID.
And so basically we ended up packing everything into, like those moving containers in under 2 weeks.
Pretty much.
And kind of on a whim came down here.
Yeah. I mean, well, it wasn't really on a whim. It was just, it was sort of like, I guess in the beginning it was yeah, it is. But it was a bit of a roll of the dice because, I still haven't heard back from HR. So even though I was
more time to spend with Dor Tikva,
That's what I was thinking, exactly. I'm a jack of all trades, I like to think so. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So yeah, as long as you guys will have me, I'm willing to put all my effort into it. Sure.
And so that is a very shortened version of a very long, dramatic story.
Wow.
Yes, a lot of heartbreak. Like a
I
Disney
like
movie.
to say there's a lot of Bashert in there, and we are so lucky to have you here with us in our community and joining the Dor Tikva family. And it couldn't have worked out better, I think, for you to have you here with us.
Thank God.
So. We really think so too.
Yeah, I mean we love it down here already, and we haven't even met anybody. We just it was getting so lonely in Buffalo.
Oh, and the second we got here, it was like a giant hug. It was of warmth.
And mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They're very loving. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But, I agree with Sahaba. Yes, there's the warmth of, physically, but then, also from what we felt from the community. We had Shabbos already lined up for us for 2 weeks right when we got here. We've already started
making connections,
right,
trying to make friends. Yeah.
Right. And we have the kosher caterer that's our like night out to eat. We didn't have anything like that in Buffalo, so it's really lovely.